Hey everybody, it has been a little while since I've made a video, and today I want to update you on my search for my biological father. We found out who he is. He has passed away already, but I do have his name and I have a few photos, and the best part of all is I have a new brother. I am super excited that I have a big brother who has been super accepting. He did the Ancestry DNA test to verify that he is in fact my half-brother. My uncle, our uncle has actually done the test too to make sure, and I guess we're just kind of double, triple, quadruple checking, but we verified it. We're siblings. I have an uncle who's awesome, been messaging back and forth, and he's super accepting as well. We have a grandfather who is still alive, so my brother has actually met him when he was smaller, but he doesn't really remember because he was only probably 4 or 5 years old when he met our grandfather. So we're going to go together and meet him. So he's about 80 years old, so I'm not really sure how he's going to take it, but we at least want to go and take some photos and just to be able to say that we did meet our grandfather. Excited about that. I have awesome new cousins that I mentioned in the videos before. Dana and Chastity and Carolyn and Shirley are the ones that I have been talking to so far, and hopefully can meet them soon in person. Overall, it's been just a roller coaster of emotions. I thought that this was going to take me years or maybe never. I would never thought that I would figure it out because I don't know anything about DNA or how it works or finding people, but the reason for my video is mostly to give you instructions or advice on what to do if you're in the same situation and you feel stuck, you feel lost, that you'll never get an answer if you're adopted, or maybe you found out like I did later in life that your parent isn't really your parent. So the first thing I suggest is to go to the Facebook page DNA Detectives, and I'll leave a link to that page in the description of this video. And the person who helped me gave me permission to use her name. Her name is Dawn Kosmakos, and this was free. She offered, I was putting some of my information on the page and just kind of asking questions because I've never thought about DNA until this happened to me. I didn't know anything about it. I've never studied it. I didn't know where to go. So I put some information there, and she just reached out and offered to help me. And within a few weeks, we had an answer. And it was super fast for me because I do have my cousins who helped me. They know a lot about our family tree. If you don't have any leads, it might be more difficult, but I'm confident that they will find your answers super fast because these people, they're experts. They know what they're doing. These search angels, most are genealogists. They have studied this. They know exactly where to go and how to figure out, how closely related you are to any matches on your Ancestry or what's the other one, 23andMe test, or any of the other DNA tests that you do. They know how to read that. They know more than just what we see. They can decipher that and tell you exactly what it means. So I'm so thankful for that, and hopefully Dawn and Chastity and Dana and Carolyn and Shirley, I hope you're all watching because I'm really excited to have met you all, even if it is just through messaging, and I appreciate everything you've done for me. I don't think that, sorry I do this every time I get so emotional, but it means a lot. I cannot describe the feeling of not knowing who you are. It is horrible. A lot of people have, even my family members have just kind of told me like, well, why does it matter? You had a dad, or your dad loved you, and which they're talking about the dad that I had until I was 12. He passed away, and that's true. Yes, I know he loved me, but it's just not the same. Like, you still want to know who your biological parent is, and until you've actually felt that, you can't have an opinion on it. You can't really tell somebody to get over it or just let it go. So I'm very thankful that all of my family has helped me, and I consider Dawn my family now. I'm just excited that she was there at the right time, and I'm excited that she was able to just put that last piece of the puzzle in for me, because it's a scary feeling thinking that you're gonna die not knowing who you really are. What's your last name? What did your other parent look like? It's not fun. It's a scary feeling. So I'm glad that I didn't have to go through much more anxiety, because it's affected me a lot. I'm a strong person normally. I don't let my emotions get to me. I can usually push through anything, but I don't know, this has kind of slowly broken me down, because not only did I have to go through the stress of not knowing, I've gone through the stress of losing family members over this, because they don't understand and they don't want to understand. And I guess I'm so stubborn that you're with me or you're not. So I've put on a lot of weight. I guess I've found out that stress causes me to gain weight. So my husband and I just started going back to CrossFit, and I can make another video about that on my, about, you know, when I, with reviews. I'm sorry, I just got all jumbled up, but make a review video on CrossFit, because it is super hard right now, but I love it. It's fun. We did it in the past, and I hope to use that as a stress relief and get myself healthy again, because I've gained like 30 pounds in the last 6 months since this has all happened, because I'm just, and I'm not using it as an excuse, but it's true. I've stressed myself to the max. I don't sleep, but now now that I know this, I'm super happy. I'm calm. I'm not worried anymore. I'm just looking forward to getting to know as many family members as possible. Anyways, back to what you should do if you are in my situation, or in the situation I was in. If you've tried everything you can to try to figure it out, or contacted people and maybe they haven't responded or don't want to help, then reach out to a search angel. There's the DNA detective page, and then from there they can also point you in the direction to other people who are able to help as well. So don't feel like you have to give up. Just go to those pages and just ask for help. Get as much information as you possibly can from anybody who can help you, and then from there just go ask for help. Don't be scared to ask, because if you are, then you might not ever know. Later on I will update. I've got to ask permission from certain people to be able to share certain information, but I will update with different, you know, photos if possible, or just stories of what happens in the future with my family. And I want to update you on how it goes with my grandfather. And the reason why I want to do these videos is, I know it's super personal, but I watched so many of these videos before I dove in and looked for help. And if it wouldn't have been for people who share their stories, I probably would have just stressed myself to the point where I didn't, and not ask for help. I probably wouldn't have known where to go, and I probably would have tried to just forget about it, because like I said, it's your life flips upside down in a moment, and it's hard to know where to go and what to do. But I watched several videos, and I was talking to a lady who sent me to the Facebook page, and that's how it all, after that it was super easy. So that's why I'm making this video as well, hoping that I have, you know, over 2,000 subscribers. I'm hoping that if any of you are in my situation, you will watch this video and share it with someone, and that it'll just be a snowball effect. I hope that so many, because it's crazy how many people in this world actually don't know who their parents are. It's unbelievable. And another thing, that we asked several different people to test. Like I said, my brother and my uncle did agree, and some didn't, and it was mostly men. And what really bothers me about that is their reason behind not wanting to test. They think it's funny, kind of joked about almost every man that we ask to test that's a family member, but just ask them to test to kind of see where I fit in their family. They laughed about how they didn't want an unknown child popping up as a result in their DNA test, so they didn't want to take the test. And that pisses me off, because while it might be funny to you, it's not funny to that boy or girl or adult child that you have, who's been their whole life not knowing who their parents are. So yeah, it might screw up your current situation by finding out that you have a child, but just think about someone else. Think about that child who has suffered, who has lost family members, who has been working day and night and losing sleep, making themselves unhealthy, looking for you. So if you're a person who thinks you might have a child out there that was an oops, or just a result of you not being responsible as a teenager, just man up and take that responsibility. Even if that you don't have a relationship with that person, give them the peace of mind of knowing who you are. Don't be selfish and say, I'm not going to test because I don't want to know if I have more children, because it's really scary how many people out here, especially men, have children that they'd rather not know about them. It's disgusting. It makes me sick. I hate it. And I hope that if you have a child out there, or you possibly or could have a child, or if you can help somebody to find out who their parent is, don't be selfish. Think about them. The worst that can happen is, yeah, you might find out that you have a child that's from your high school or college days, but I think that at the end it will be a positive thing, because it hurts. Trust me. But from my personal experience, I didn't get to see my dad. I never met my father in person, and I may not have wanted to know him because he, from the stories I hear and from the things I've seen, he wasn't a role model. He wasn't a perfect dad. He did lots of things that were not, it's probably a good thing that I wasn't around him when I was a child, or I wasn't sent to go to his house for visitation or whatever. But I feel like every person deserves the chance to make that decision for themselves once they hit a certain age. I feel like a selfish parent taking the right away from their child to know at least who their other parent is, that's just, there's no excuse for it. It's selfish. You're not protecting your child by keeping the identity of their other parent away from them. I definitely understand keeping a child away from a toxic parent. I don't disagree with that at all. But knowing who they are is a completely different thing. And when they're an adult, they should have the right to know their name and make the choice of whether or not they want to see that person or not. But I was not given that opportunity. I never was given the opportunity to know my last name, to know who my siblings were, to know anything about my father. So my advice to you is just suck it up. Deal with the consequences of your past. If you've been irresponsible and you find out that you do have a child out there, at least give that child the opportunity to decide for themselves whether or not they want to know you. And I think that would make a huge difference in the world if people would just stop hiding from their past and make it a positive instead of a negative. But anyways, this will be the end of this video. I'll update you later on. Like I said, if I do meet my grandfather, or if I get to meet my cousins or anything like that, I'll make updates as much as I can, and as much as they'll allow me to use their information, because I do respect privacy and I wouldn't want to put anyone in a situation that they don't want to be in. So thanks for watching. Comment, ask questions, let me know about your stories if you've been through something similar, or if you can help others. Leave the comments here. Thumbs up on the video, subscribe, ring the bell so that you can get notifications of new videos, and stay positive.